Welcome to Business Debate. Today we are in the London Stock Exchange studios. Our focus is on Industry 4.0, a term we encounter everywhere these days. The 4 stands for the fourth industrial revolution, following innovations like the steam engine, the assembly line, and the computer. The classic production of modern communication techniques is now being brought together, with not altogether unforeseen consequences. That's what we'd like to talk about today, with the EMEA president of a long-established company. It's over 100 years old and has a few pertinent contributions to make to revolutions 1, 2, and 3. Rockwell Automation. Thomas Donato, welcome to the Business Debate. Have German SMEs simply missed the fourth industrial revolution?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. The level of automation is very high in many medium-sized companies. However, many SMEs have the problem that they just don't know where to start. How do I get to grips with Industry 4.0? What is it anyway?
Why is that, and how do they get around it?
In general, our approach is as follows. We talk to the companies, advise them, we look at how much progress has been made, the level of automation, the technology being used today, and we advise the client accordingly, or the producers of food or vehicles, etc. What are the factors that are key to really driving higher profits? What are the business problems? And then we begin with small pilots that don't necessarily have to be costly and start automating from there.
Why do German, particularly German, SMEs have this problem of not knowing where to start, while other European competitors or competitors worldwide are already further ahead?
Well, that isn't just an issue for German SMEs. It's really a global issue. Many companies say that they would like to implement IoT or Internet of Things, or what we call connected enterprise more widely, so that they can collect data, generate information from those data, and make business decisions. And that is not just a German issue, it's a worldwide topic.
Let's look at a typical German SME. A small manufacturer with 150 employees in 2 halls, producing food or supplier components for another industry. How can you help?
Let me give you an example. We had a client who wanted to set up a new factory in Saxony, not a very big one, for supply parts for the automobile industry. In this case, for Daimler, for example. The plan was to build a new forge. A forge uses a lot of energy. And in the run-up, our client said he would like to know how much energy would be used during each stage of production. For every part I make, I want to quantify the energy consumption. And overall, I want to reduce the energy consumption of my business and reduce the peak energy periods.
How did you help your client?
We analyzed the issues exactly as I've just described. We introduced various software analytics installations. We have different technologies that conduct the analysis, then make recommendations to the customer or anticipate when peak times will occur and steer production accordingly.
Can I interrupt there? That is probably not going to be cheap for a small business. Does it make sense financially? And at what point does it become profitable?
As I said, it depends on the fact that we start small and really tackle the actual problem. In the case I just spoke about, the company saved over 5% of its energy consumption. If you calculate that over 10 years, we're talking about a significant amount of money. The second point is that the peak times were significantly reduced. This means that the costs they pay are not particularly high, and energy is not particularly cheap in Germany. Therefore, it's very, very important.
A major factor is also the software you use. What's so special about it?
For example, of course, ideally, when you collect information or data, you need to view all of that analytically. We have a platform called Factory Talk Analytics that already suggests connections between various sets of data. That means you don't have to be a data analyst to look at it all. But you do need to know your production process well, and SMEs tend to know those very well.
Can you give us an example?
An example? If you produce food, You may have mold formations over a period of time. In other words, we collect data from production and establish a connection for the conditions under which mold is formed, temperature, humidity, and so on. And so we can pretty much predict this mold growth. Using this prediction, the producer of these products can better control their cleaning processes. In other words, they have to clean less often, but the quality of the food is preserved. Therefore, there is no danger that the food will become contaminated with mold, and thus productivity can be increased.
You also use artificial intelligence in these analytics. How does that work?
Imagine it like this. Obviously, you have these vast amounts of data from various sources. That is, you have different software databases and production data that you produce. You get data delivered about quality of the materials you use for production or to manufacture your product. The different data are merged, and these analytics, the software and the artificial intelligence, all try to find connections.
Productivity is an important topic. How much can the value chain of an SME be improved with your help?
One topic is that productivity and energy efficiency can be improved. And the other topic is, of course, to give another example, a customer who produces baby food. As you might know, there was a terrible accident and a scandal in China a few years ago. So Chinese consumers want food that they know has been made under the right conditions. This realization, every package, every can, every jar has been implemented. With our technology, with Industry 4.0, we are now in a position to track every single product, and the Chinese consumer can take his or her VChat and scan the 2D code. VChat is similar to WhatsApp, and can then determine when the product was produced, who manufactured it, and what the origin of the product is. Every pack has its own unique number.
That all sounds very futuristic, but it's already a reality. Let's talk about the future for a moment. Where will we be in 10 years' time?
The creation and expansion of networks started many years ago. Looking ahead, there will be more roles in the industries that focus on value creation. Creativity and innovation will be central. The idea that much more time can be spent being creative because you don't have to worry so much about the simple production tasks. They will probably be more automated than they are today.
Personnel are also a problem, or aren't they?
Nowadays, of course it's an issue today, but also in the future to find properly trained professionals. Whether they are engineers, mathematicians, or computer scientists doesn't matter. This problem will continue to increase. I read recently that 500,000 positions are vacant in this sector in Germany alone. This is not just an issue in Germany, but worldwide.
Thomas Donato, EMEA President of Rockwell Automation. Thank you.